Hi guys, it's Ross here from Tillotson Racing. In this video I'll be installing the rear axle in a Tillotson mini chassis. Start by installing the axle from the right hand side of the chassis with the Tillotson laser marked side going in first. Slide it through the bearing. Then put on the sprocket carrier, followed by the sprocket and chain, and then the brake disc. So put the brake disc in between the brake pads and then slide the axle through that and then through the bearing on the left hand side. Line up the slots on the brake disc carrier and the axle, and then put on the woodruff key and slide that through as well. I'm going to center the axle in the cart now using a ruler. Measure from the bearing out to the end of the axle on both sides. Once the measurement is the same on both sides, then you know that the axle is in the center. Once I'm happy with the axles in the center, I can go ahead and put in the grub screws. It's important to put Loctite on the grub screws to prevent them coming loose. And put in all of the grub screws now. The grub screws are tightened up now. I'm going to center the brake disc in the caliper. Once it's centered, I'll tighten it up using a 5mm Allen key. I've put the sprocket on the sprocket carrier and tightened it up. I've put in the woodruff key. Now I'm going to slide the sprocket carrier on, like so. I'm not going to tighten up the sprocket carrier yet until I put the engine on and line up the two sprockets. Then I'll tighten up the carrier. I'm going to put the rear hub on now. Put on the woodruff key, line up the slots, and then slide on the hub. I keep the hub level with the end of the axle and tighten it up using a 6mm Allen key. The rear width can be set when the rear wheel is put on. Both hubs are on and tight. That concludes installing the axle.